following segment is sponsored by Pepsi.
Hey, welcome back to Talk of Alabama. It's Friday, you know what that means. Our Pepsi concert series. This morning we're speaking with Erath Old. He's a country artist from right here in central Alabama. Hey, welcome back. We're glad to have you back in Alabama.
Yep. Thank you.
So you're based in Nashville now,
Yep.
as singer-songwriter, country music in Nashville,
Yep.
living the dream, right?
Living the dream.
Yeah.
Yep. Working hard at it.
I have to ask you, how many times have you been called Eric and not Erath?
To be honest, more than I can count, obviously.
Really? Okay, yeah. It's a unique name.
Yep.
And
It
you're
is
saying it's a
Erath.
family name, right?
It's a family name. It was my grandfather's middle name, and my grandfather was named after his parents' two best friends, and
Okay.
Erath was one of their names. So it got, I guess, through tribute, put into our family.
Yeah.
And they named me, and they blessed me with this name.
They blessed you with it. Yeah, it's certainly unique, and that's great. As you know, an artist, you want something that stands out for sure.
Yep. It definitely stands out.
Yeah, it's memorable. What inspired you? What do you love about country music? Why did you want to be in country music?
The stories, really. You know, I wasn't always in country music. I grew up on it, but when you're young, country music isn't as exciting, you know. But as I got a little bit older and started getting better at writing, it was the stories that brought me towards country music.
Sure.
And country music started changing, and I felt like I fit in that. And my music, like I said, has just kind of naturally started to go there as a songwriter.
What do you mean by it? You know, as when you're younger, country music isn't as exciting. Why did you feel that
Well,
way?
for me,
Yeah.
it wasn't, because growing up in the 90s, you want that angst, and you want some rock and roll, and you want rebellious stuff going on. Yeah,
Country music wasn't edgy enough.
it was not. Not at that time. No.
But yeah, you know, if you're writing the right stories too, you can have some angst. There's some angst in country music.
There definitely is, especially these days, for sure.
Certainly,
Yep.
yeah. So when you say that you know, the type of music that you want to write, it fits in more with where country music is now. What type of music is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's more about the stories for me these days, and emotions, and how you can get real and get honest and get genuine with things, and the things that I've been through in my life. I don't know. When I was younger, I hadn't gone through much. You know, now life has, you know, happened, and that comes out in the music, and just kind of, it's where it fits in country music. I don't know. It doesn't fit in rock anymore. Yeah.
Sure, and more than just beer, boots, and back roads, right?
It is definitely more than that.
I understand that.
Love stories.
Yeah, well, and your latest single, Peas and Carrots.
Peas and
so
Carrots.
explain, what is that about?
Well, it's definitely a love story, but obviously you remember the movie Forrest Gump,
Yeah.
and his famous saying, "Me and you's like peas and carrots." Well, that's where that song came from, and co-writers are here in the building with us.
Okay.
Yep. And so yeah, it came from that, and it's basically a couple looking back on their first date back in the 90s, and obviously they're from Alabama in the story.
Okay, yeah. What inspired you to write that?
That's interesting. So my girlfriend, Tia, she, it's awesome. But I call her Sweet Pea. One morning I woke up just singing peas and carrots, peas and carrots. And man, I took this idea to my buddies, and we wrote this song, and we wrestled around with it a little bit, but it just kind of came with the whole Forrest Gump thing, because that was his saying.
Exactly,
Yep.
yeah, and you go together, yeah.
Yep.
And everybody loves a love story,
Yep.
too.
Peas and carrots. I mean, hopefully when you're in a relationship, you want to go together like peas and carrots.
Exactly,
Right?
yeah. So you are heading out of town today. When can people see you back here in Central Alabama?
On Saturday,
Okay.
tomorrow, we're playing at the Wild Roast Cafe. It's the old Moonlight on the Mountain in
Okay.
Bluff Park, and it's a cafe. It's a coffee shop, but they have like this listening room environment in the evenings. And pre-pandemic, they were starting to ramp that up, and obviously a lot of things kind of slowed down. But before the pandemic, we were doing a bunch of shows, full band, and then through 2020, we found ourselves doing house concerts, more of an intimate.
Sure.
So we were back in town, not full band, but just acoustic. And we thought that Wild Roast Cafe was the perfect place to do this.
Intimate
Yep.
setting to listen to those
Yep.
stories and really feel the emotion.
Yes,
there.
exactly.
Love it. We are going to hear that single, Peas and Carrots, from Erath Old, coming up in just a little bit on TOA, so don't go anywhere.